I'm CK. Today we've got a soldering iron that I don't think is necessarily particularly special, except for the fact that it is in a transparent case so you can see what's going on. It's from a company called Insight. So I expect they probably have some other tools that are transparent too. I'll look after I do this video and maybe grab that. So let's take it out of the box, see what we get, and put it to use. And I hope you enjoy the video. Here's the box. Nice enough box. Ensure that power is turned off after use. This product should be kept away from children. Inside Insight. Rapid calibration, constant temp, patent design, high performance, quick replacement. Okay, so let's see what's actually in the box. It's got a little, we'll get the box ready for recycling. And it's got a little zipper case, that's nice. Got a little piece of paper, user's manual. Warnings, don't touch anything, don't hurt yourself. Product spec, function key, short press to cancel, restart heating, long press to enter the menu. Add key, adds 1 degree increases, long press with fast increase, short press with menu up for 1 by 1, long press with menu up quickly. Okay, and minus is the same thing. LED segment used for display, decimal point indicates power status of the heating element. Lit indicates power on, off indicates power off. Power on, temperature adjustment, 200 to 500 C, which is great. Temp lock, and it's got a sleep function. Unit switches between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Temperature compensation, so it'll adjust. And then the software version. And then it's got a bunch of soldering tips. Well, that's nice. We'll take the other things out first. Nice big thing of solder flux. That'll last you forever. Big old thing of Insight solder. 0.8 millimeter, which is a little bigger than I generally use. Rosin core. We'll see if it's any good. And in here we've got a little solder sponge. Always good to have a solder wiping sponge. And here is a solder removal tool. Solder sucker, however you want to call it. Oh, by the way, I forget how much I paid for this. I'll either put an overlay or I'll put it in the description. Oh, this is not a great one. No, that's not great, but came with, so that's fine. Then we've got some, ooh, looks like ceramic tweezers. Get them out. I don't really know if they are ceramic. They may be plastic. They are plastic, and one of the little screws that hold one of the sides on came out. So we'll fix that later, because we don't need it right now. Whole bunch of solder tips in kind of bronze color. I'm not sure what material that is. I don't think it's actually bronze or brass. Here's the solder stand where we can put that little sponge. Now the main event, the soldering iron itself. Oh look, the tip that comes with does not have that brass coloration. Of course, I can't get the plastic off it. I can't do much with it. There we go. Okay, so we've got, it's all transparent. So you can see the various things. You can also reprogram it if you wanted to get in there and program it. I believe the display is right there. Interestingly, there's not any coating on it. So I guess that's okay. So you can see all the bits and pieces, even though you can't see the heating element, because that's in the tip, and that's the most important or most interesting part. So let's plug it in. And of course nothing. Oh, the display came on immediately, and there we go. It's rolling up to, wow, it's going up pretty dang fast. 350 degrees C. And that's minus, and that's plus. let's go into the menu. How do I get into the menu, guys? Function key. Oh, okay. I guess that's this one. So we'll go into the function key, and then that says lock. What is, oh, that's lock. We don't care about that. Don't care about that. Huh. Okay, so how do we switch between things? Calibration unit. We'll change that to Fahrenheit because I'm an old guy. Now we'll get back out of the menu. And there we go, 669 degrees. Let's take my Fluke thermocouple and see what it shows. And I'm in Fahrenheit on that too. Now, keep in mind that the thermocouple can be 20, 30 degrees off. So I'm not getting what they're saying. I'm getting 520, 530. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's up into the 600s. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Let's see what this solder works like. Let me set this down on its little stand. I'm sure there was a little jump cut while I was trying to get the packaging undone. Let's see. We can do this. Comes right apart. Feels good. I'm not sure what this light is, what this little porthole is for. I guess it doesn't much matter. Let me tin up the tip well. Now we'll do one little bit of soldering. I'll put an LED in here. Whoops. Go through there. Set it right here. Little solder. Works just fine. Works like you'd expect with this type of temperature. I'm not surprised. And I'm not seeing any dip on the readout as we're using it, which is nice. Okay, so that is it on. And it worked just fine. Let me see if I can long press and turn this thing off. I think you have to actually unplug it to turn it off. Oh no, there we go. That turned it off, I think. We'll let it cool a little bit. Actually, I never let it cool because I'm just that kind of guy. I don't care about burning my fingers much. So I'm gonna unscrew the barrel. First time unscrewing, it's a little tight. Let me go get a pair of pliers. Go. It's a little warm, but who cares? It's a couple of burnt fingers between solder buddies, huh? Take the barrel off. Now, as you can see, there's the ceramic heating element, so it engages a great deal of the shaft, which is good. I'm setting that soldering tip down. Let me grab one of the others. Again, I'm not sure about this pseudo brass metal or plated brass metal. Slide that on, slides on fine. Pick this up. Yes, it is still hot. Oh, it's got a flat spot for a wrench too, in case you need it. Now we will turn it back on again. And there it goes, 400, climbing very quickly. Again, it's very rapid heat, which is nice. And there's 669. But that's just the ceramic heating element. It's not the tip yet, because the tip is not hot enough to melt solder yet. Oh, by the way, the solder is okay. It's not as good as my Kester. Man, this is not, there we go. Okay, I'm trying to tin it, and this, whatever this metal is not taking the solder, so it's not tinning up very well. Maybe it will over time. I'm just going to put it on some pads. It works just fine. But I may want to rough those up if I were to actually use this more than a little bit. Oh no, there it goes. Now it's tinning up. But it just took a while. I'll turn it off again. I forget how I did that. Oh, just press it, short press it, as the instructions say. So that's it. It's a good soldering iron. Again, I don't like these replacement tips, but the tip it came with is fine. And we got the solder sucker and a stand and a case for it. So, all in all, an okay unit, maybe a little overpriced for what it is, but I hope you enjoyed the video.